is MetaTrader 5, but it's very similar to MetaTrader 4. So I'm just going to show you the basics. Okay, so in the bottom corner, it's the RSI, the Relative Strength Index. Just above it is the CCI, that's the Commodity Channel Index, which is very similar to RSI, but it just has different calculations. So when it goes to the very top, that means that the currency is overbought, and when it goes lower, it's starting to get oversold. I'm not extremely familiar with the CCI, the Commodity Channel Index, but I'm extremely familiar with the RSI. On the RSI, around under 30 is oversold, and in the middle, 30 to 70 is like in between, and over 70 is overbought. Now, things can be a little different, especially in the timings, right? You know, you look at the 5 minutes and you look at the 1 minutes. I mean, they all play a part. If this is some strategy you want to use, you know, I think the stochastics RSI is even better for this kind of stuff. I think it kind of tracks the Elliott waves. And this is Aussie CAD. So now you can look on the left side of the screen to go to different times. So you can go week 1, so that's a weekly in review. You can do day 1, you can do 4 hours, you can do 1 hour, you can do 30, you can do 15, you can do up to 5. So what I'm learning is for this kind of trading is the best is to do the 1 minute, the 5 minute, the 15 minute, and the 1 hour. But now you're looking at settings. You go to charts. So this is a line chart. I like candlesticks. There's a candlestick Bible that we can share with you. So this is my trading thing. Now we're looking at my trade demo account. You know, win loss, right? And you know, going through the list. So if you want to look at a trade, you look at, okay, so the top right corner, you see the date. So you can kind of journal, right? Be like, oh, okay, this is how long I was in this trade for. And you can look at what you put for your stop loss, what you put for your take profit, that's the TP, and the SL is the stop loss. And see the profits in there on a 1.0 lot size. Yeah, so basically on a 1.0 lot size, you know, you're generally getting about $10 per pip. And yeah, so that's what's up, $10 per pip. And so you could lose that as well. Now we're looking at the Euro GBP and the 0.90480 to 0.9058, so that's a 10 pip. So that's what we're learning in the strategies with Antoine, just to try to go for the 10 pips and take it and go. So yeah, you know, like that's $100 a day, right? Like on a 10 pip, like that's pretty solid, right? So I mean, if you can do that 2-3 times in a night, like hell yeah. I mean, that's pretty damn good. So as long as you eliminate all the losses, which I need to do, but that's what I'm trying to do, and figure out the system. But you know, you go through all these different ones. You can look at the different times so they bought it at. See, it's like, oh, okay, I bought the trade at 9:03 and I was in there for 7 minutes. So it's like, oh, this is how much it moved in that time. How maybe I should have been in the trade shorter before, you know, it went against me. Things like that. You can kind of Kimberly Torres, one of the greatest mentors on the IML Academy, she says to journal your trades. So this is a demo account, great to learn from your mistakes. And Euro GBP 124. So yeah, there's, you know, so then you go to a sell. So now let's get to charts. Okay, so I typically use the stochastics. So how do I get to the stochastics? I got to go to indicator window, stochastic oscillator. Okay, done. Now I don't want to have the RSI overlapping, which is can do in this thing. So I need to delete the relative strength index. So I hit that on the left side, and then I hit delete. Yeah, boom. it's still got the commodity channel index, so I want to delete that as well. So I go to this, boom, boom, deleted. Okay, now, so you're looking at that red line, that's the 10 moving average, so that's a good place to start. You look at 0.93736, you know, all the way to 0.93830 on the 5 minutes. That's a 10 pip, you know, minus the commissions and the spread. You know, that'd be great to get 6-8 pips on that run. You know, look at the 1 minute, a little more noisy. Now you look at the stochastics at the bottom. You know, it was at the bottom, but it means less on the 1 minute as far as the stochastics. It means more on the 5, or even, not so much, but more so like on the 15 or the hour. But they still play a part. But it's more just to like get a better idea what the direction is going. You'll learn with experience in the markets if you practice. So now you're looking at, in the moving average, is below this, right? So you had the white candle, that's a red candle. In mine, that's what I do. The white candles is a natural red candle. The green candle is a green candle, so it means it's bullish. Red candle means it's bearish, means it wants to go down. Now you go, so right when it starts going up and it's like starts curling on that moving average, that's pretty much when you want to take that trade. So you go like 0.9376 all the way to 0.93888 or whatever. You know, that's like 12 pips, right? So if you can do that kind of stuff all the time, you're going to be so set. So when you do that as well, when you buy into a trade, let's look at like how we're going to buy the trade, right? So let's go. You got to press this thing right here. So what would I be doing? I'd be like, okay, these things are kind of acting up actually. You know, on the MetaTrader 5, I wasn't having a problem on the MetaTrader 4, but sometimes if I have all my lines, like it's almost like I gotta delete all my lines, and then it'll like kind of refresh the thing. So I'll try that, and I'll see how that goes. Yeah, it doesn't want to do it. Let's try to figure this out. Okay, so horizontal line. Sometimes if you press that again, it can kind of do. I want to get it in colors, so kind of having problems with this MetaTrader 4. So, but yeah, sometimes I do have. But regardless, you know, you're putting in that line, so you see where it goes. You see the stochastics. You know, it's coming up. Like probably be the time to kind of want to look at selling. So you know, you look at that line right there. There's a line there. That's the support and resistance zone. So you know, there's going to be a lot of resistance around that area. That's what happens around support resistance areas. So yeah, it's like, look at, you know, when it just wants to curl up on the stochastic, that looks very nice. It looks very bullish. Now let's look around like day. You know, you just look at like, if you were buying the Aussie CAD right there, this was like 0.9111, and then you ran it all the way up to 0.93190. See, it's above, it's on the left side of the moving average, so you could collect like about over 200 pips if you long. So what you do when you buy the trade, let's buy the trade, right? So you're gonna see if I can do it even though it's the weekend. You go like different lot sizes: 0.01, 0.02, 0.03, 0.05. In the academy, all that stuff, information, so you can study the lot sizes and all that stuff like that. You can also, you know, punch it in 10.0 lot sizes if you're like Peter. And then boom. But you can't buy right now because it's closed for the weekend. So you put in a buy or sell, and then when you do that, you can put in your stop loss, right? So it'll give you a spot where you can put your stop loss and your TP and all that good stuff. So I'm generally putting in a 15 pip stop loss, and yeah, that's what I'm doing. And when it starts going against me, I get out of the trade. But again, I gotta be able to stay in my trades longer, so that's kind of what I need to learn. You know, like if I was able to collect over like a few days, you know, like 200 pips, like that's awesome. That's like 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, over 4 days on the Aussie CAD, 250 pips, like hell yeah, right? So that's the kind of skill level I want to get to. And yeah, you know, JBP. So let's look at the chart, see maybe if these lines work up. So you can do different types of lines. You can do this line, you can do well, what is it gonna let me do it on this? I'm having issues. It should be working fluid. I mean, on my MetaTrader 4, I'll show you how I do it. Is basically go like this, boom, 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 and then you go like this, boom, 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 the line, and it works, right? But on the MetaTrader 5, it's having some issues, right? So I got all these lines there, right? Like at the start, you kind of want to refresh it, but you know, this is a day, you know, looking back, you know, from the Euro GBP back, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 days, right? So you buy it like around here, that would be the best time to buy it, or you bought it right here when it went over on the bullish side of the moving average. You know, 0.89285 all the way to 0.8950 or 75, you know, you catch from 25, 40 pips in a day, right? On the Euro GBP, the moves have been pretty explosive, 0.8952 all the way to 0.90225. That's about 70 pips on one day on the Euro GBP. See, it just went from a red candle all the way to a big bullish engulfing candle, right? So the way you do it is you would want to look at like the 15-minute or whatever and get an idea, right? Like see how it's riding along here, boom, 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 riding along here, and then it's good to go. So yep, it's gotten kind of bullish at the end of the day. How I use the MetaTrader 4 and on your cell phone. So I hope you enjoy this. Thanks.